Earlier today, I received I guess it's an agenda item sent to me by this group, and you know, this doesn't come down to, it does come down to the victims, but it comes down to where this came from and how it was brought out, and that is a travesty that this was ever brought out, that was ever put on paper and ever sent out to anybody. So I'm going to add to the agenda next week this piece of legislation, this agenda item. I sent it to Bob Sweeten and I sent it to Aaron Baker earlier today, and it says, consideration of directing the city manager to perform a thorough investigation into the section of the MPOA Miller entitled Friends and Benefits to determine which employees or representatives were involved and what city resources were used in collecting the information contained in that section, the drafting of the MPOA Miller, and the dissemination of the letter to the public. Evaluate the damage done by this conduct to the public trust of the Mesquite Police Department, whether such conduct violated any state law, Mesquite City Code, Mesquite Ordinance, Mesquite City Policy, or Mesquite Police Policy, and recommend all appropriate consequences for those involved to reestablish the public trust in the Mesquite Police Department. I'm going to have that placed on the agenda for next week, so we can talk about it at that point. Once again, I just think this is a travesty that this was ever put on paper. It would never come out, or it would never have been discussed if it had not been put on the mailer and brought out. So I'm going to have that put on the agenda for next week.
That is a motion?
It doesn't need to be a motion. The councilman can put anything on at any time.
You need a motion.
No. So there is an option where Councilman Worston can put it on as a vote, or he can simply communicate with the city clerk and have it directed to be on. This was similar to the issue that happened a few weeks ago with the Oasis Road issue. Councilman Rapson, after the meeting, placed another agenda item on that is allowable under the rules.
Okay. So that will be placed on. We have another item also, correct, yes, for proclamation. Go ahead.
I'd like to add a proclamation. It's time sensitive because it's November 1st. It is called the Extra Mile Day. It is to give a shout out to our amazing volunteers, heroes.
David Baldwin, I want to thank Councilman Worston for moving ahead and trying to get to the bottom of our dilemma, but I'm skeptical of the city investigating themselves, and so I would strongly suggest we bring in the Attorney General of the state of Nevada to conduct this investigation. Thank you.
Any other public comment?